What's going on, guys? My name is Lars, and in today's video we're going to be discussing Megalith. Megalith is an earth rock ritual based archetype, arguably with its greatest monster coming out of Rise of the Duelist, Megalith PHUL. What makes this archetype so unique is that they actually don't require ritual spells to summon the monsters from the hand, like traditional ritual decks used to. They actually have their own built-in effects to be able to ritual summon monsters from the hand or the deck. Just to give some context about what we're talking about here, Megalith recently came in second place at the Luxury Gaming Championship tournament, piloted by Lundraty, showing off some real power by being able to special summon Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity on their opponent's turn. This kind of power cannot be understated because Calamity effectively tells your opponent they cannot play the game. What's also really cool about this archetype is that it's very versatile. You're able to play a whole slew of different cards and engines like Nekroz, Gishki, and Vanity's Ruler. I'm sure there's others that this deck is able to accommodate, but those are just the ones that come to mind right now. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the archetype, going through the cards one by one, reading their effects, and seeing what makes this archetype so damn good. Guys, if you enjoy breakdowns like these, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot to me. And without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with the newest addition to the archetype, Megalith PHUL. It's a level 2 Earth Rock type ritual monster with the following effect. You can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. If this card is ritual summoned, you can target one ritual monster in your graveyard. This card's level becomes the level of that target, then add that target to your hand. During the main phase, quick effect, you can activate this effect. Ritual summon one Megalith ritual monster from your hand or deck by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster. You can only use each effect of Megalith PHUL once per turn. This is one of the key playmakers of the deck, making it possible to do all kinds of crazy shenanigans. It's able to grab any member of the archetype from the hand or deck, giving you access to absolutely anything you may need to continue your plays or interrupt your opponent's board. Its level modifying ability is actually very important, giving you access to a host of different Exceed options like Gallant Granite, Exciton Knight, number 97, number 38, number 107, etc. This is an absolute 3-of staple in any Megalith build. The next monster is Megalith OPHIEL, a level 4 Earth Rock type ritual monster with the following effect. You can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. If this card is ritual summoned, you can add one Megalith monster from your deck to your hand, except Megalith OPHIEL. During your main phase, you can activate this effect. Ritual summon one ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field, including this card on your field, whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster. You can only use this effect of Megalith OPHIEL once per turn. This is your searcher for the deck, and it's pretty damn good because that searching effect is not once per turn. You can trade places with HAGITH and using its second effect, giving you access to multiple searches per turn. It's pretty awesome that it lets you ritual summon any ritual monster and not just Megaliths, leaving it open to be splashed in with a variety of different ritual monsters in the deck. This card should be ran at 3. Next up on the list is Megalith HAGITH, a level 4 Earth Rock type ritual monster with the following effect. You can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. If this card is ritual summoned, you can add one Megalith spell or trap from your deck to your hand. During your main phase, you can activate this effect. Ritual summon one ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field, including this card on your field, whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster. You can only use this effect of Megalith HAGITH once per turn. HAGITH, like OPHIEL, is a searcher for your spell and trap support, and again, it's not once per turn. Notable targets include Megalith Portal, Megalith Unformed, and Megalith Emergence. It has the same ritual summoning effect as OPHIEL and should be ran at 3. And the last level 4 is Megalith an Earth Rock type ritual monster with the following effect. You can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. If this card is ritual summoned, you can draw one card, then discard one card. During the main phase, quick effect, you can activate this effect. Ritual summon one ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field, including this card on your field, whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster. You can only use this effect of Megalith once per turn. Ankh is interesting, giving you the ability to draw into the deck on summon. However, its ability to ritual summon from the hand on your opponent's turn is the real meat and potatoes of its effect, letting you summon something like Magician of Black Chaos Max on your opponent's turn, locking your opponent out of monster effects. Ratios vary between 1 and 2 copies. Now we move on to the 3 level 8 ritual monsters of the archetype, starting with Megalith Bethor, a level 8 Earth Rock type ritual monster with the following effect. You can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. You can discard this card, ritual summon 1 Megalith ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed its level. If this card is ritual summoned, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of ritual monsters with different names in your graveyard. Destroy them. You can only use each effect of Megalith Bethor once per turn. Bethor doesn't give a frosty cold f*** about your opponent or their board. This thing is capable of blowing up entire fields and leaving them destitute with nothing to hold on to but whatever is left of their pride. The level 8s all share the effect of discarding themselves to allow a ritual summon of a Megalith monster, with one notable exception with our next card. In regards to Bethor, ratios vary from 1 to 3, so it's worth experimenting with depending on your build. I personally like 2 or 3, but it's not set in stone. And now we move on to the second level 8, Megalith ARATRON, an Earth Rock type ritual monster with the following effect. You can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. During the main phase, quick effect, you can discard this card, ritual summon 1 Megalith ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed its level. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card you control, quick effect, you can place 1 ritual monster from your graveyard on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, negate that activation, and if you do that, destroy it. You can only use each effect of Megalith ARATRON once per turn. ARATRON is that one notable exception when it comes to the level 8s, because his discard effect to ritual summon can be done on the opponent's turn. His targeting protection effect is very useful, sort of like an in-archetype Ceravis, to protect any card you control, which can be very handy. Ratios vary from 2 to 3. And the last monster of the archetype, Megalith PHUL, an Earth Rock type ritual monster with the following effect. You can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. You can discard this card, ritual summon 1 Megalith ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed its level. You can only use this effect of Megalith PHUL once per turn. Monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense for each ritual monster in your graveyard. PHUL is awesome because it helps make up for all the poor attack values of all the other ritual monsters. Another thing to point out, it raises the attack of all monsters you control and not just your Megalith monsters. The attack boost is also based on however many ritual monsters are in the grave, and not monsters with different names, meaning it can boost your field to some colossal attack stats. Ratios vary, but I personally like it at 1 or 2 since it's so easy to get onto the field. Now we move on to the spell and trap lineup. There's not much, but what they do have is pretty decent for the most part. We will start with their field spell, Megalith Portal. The first time each ritual summon monster would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed. If a Megalith monster is special summoned, except during the damage step, you can target 1 ritual monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of Megalith Portal once per turn. The battle protection is actually pretty good, not busted, but enough to make it worth running. The recursion effect is awesome, allowing you to get back OPHIEL or HAGITH to be able to continue grabbing resources from the deck, or Bethor if you're looking to run 1 or 2. The next and only other spell card in the archetype is Megalith Unformed. Activate one of these effects. Number 1. All monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack for each ritual monster on the field until the end of this turn. Effect number 2. Ritual summon 1 Megalith ritual monster from your deck in defense position by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal exactly twice its level. This unassuming quick play is actually really good because it gives you even more ways to ritual summon during your opponent's turn. The attack reduction is great in the mid to late game, but it's the summoning effect that's really busted. Always run 3. And now the 2 trap cards, both of which are continuous. Both of these are not all that great, so I won't spend much time on them, but we will start off with the one you may want to run, Megalith Emergence. You can target one Megalith monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position, but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field, even if this card leaves the field. You can only use this effect of Megalith Emergence once per turn. Again, this card is not great, but it's not terrible either. Basically, an archetype called the Haunted, it puts the monsters back into the deck instead of the graveyard, which may not be exactly where you want it. Run by preference, but personally not a fan. And the last card, Megalith Promotion. You can target one level 4 or lower monster you control. Its level becomes double its original level until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. You can only use this effect of Megalith Promotion once per turn. Level manipulation is cool and all, but it doesn't do anything else. I don't really see a practical use for it, considering you can easily get 2 or 3 level 8s onto the field without much hassle, so this just pushes that in the slowest way possible. Don't run this. And that's it for Megaliths. Other notable cards to play in the deck include Block Dragon, Adamantipator Researcher, Barrier Statue of the Drought, and Magician of Black Chaos Max. This is the kind of deck I feel will surprise me over and over again because I feel like it has so many ways to abuse what it does. Ritual decks have had some spotty history in the competitive meta, with Nekroz being the most infamous. I do really appreciate decks like these because they take a level of thought to play and have a unique playstyle that takes some time and dedication to learn. They are generic enough to be splashable, but not so broken that they need to be limited. They have pretty cool artwork, and the inspiration being taken from the Olympian Spirits, which is some fascinating stuff all on its own. If you guys have any deck ideas involving Megaliths, let me know. I would like to see what you come up with. Well, that's going to do it for this video, but let me know if you guys enjoyed this content as much as I enjoyed making it, and if you have any other archetypes you would like for me to break down in the future. But as always, guys, I'll see you next time. Later.